One of these films sparked an off-screen romance that outshone the movie, another features an Oscar-winning performance with no dialogue at all, and one caused so much chaos behind the scenes that even its director called it a nightmare. These romantic period dramas aren't just hidden gems. They're unforgettable stories waiting to be discovered. You've probably never heard of Maurice, but it's one of the most devastatingly romantic films you'll ever watch. Set in the strict Edwardian era, it's a story of forbidden love between two Cambridge students, wrapped in a world of societal judgment and legal danger. Hugh Grant and James Wilby's chemistry was so raw, it made audiences wonder if the actors themselves were as close as their characters. Ivory even filmed an alternate ending. But trust me, the version they chose will stay with you long after the credits roll. A mute woman, portrayed by an unforgettable Holly Hunter, arrives with her daughter Anna Paquin in 19th century New Zealand, along with her beloved piano, to marry a stranger that she has never met. This is a beautiful, languid, and nuanced story about love, isolation, and loneliness. Holly Hunter learned to play the piano herself for her role in The Piano, a performance so raw it won her an Oscar without uttering a single word. A laconic riverboat captain, played by Humphrey Bogart, promises to ferry an acerbic Lutheran missionary with a secret portrayed by Katharine Hepburn up a river deep into the heart of German East Africa. A tale full of romance, action, and daring-do ensues. Humphrey Bogart might have won his only Oscar for The African Queen, but the real story is what happened off-screen. Filming on location in Africa was brutal. Most of the crew fell sick from the water, but Bogart and director John Huston stayed healthy thanks to a diet of canned beans and whiskey. Gird your corsets, Keira Knightley, because it turns out that Anya Taylor-Joy can do a great period piece heroine. Based on the classic work of literature by Jane Austen, this handsomely set-designed and stunningly costumed confection of a farcical romantic comedy is a delight. A popcorn movie that also happens to be more satisfying than it would seem. This isn't your typical period drama. Meryl Streep plays not one, but two characters, a scandalous Victorian woman and a modern-day actress portraying her. Jeremy Irons joins her in a dual role, where their on-set affair mirrors the forbidden love of their characters. Harold Pinter's screenplay takes John Fowles' famously unfilmable novel and gives it not one, but two endings, letting viewers decide which story resonates most. The Painted Veil, 2006, flips the typical romantic drama on its head. Naomi Watts plays a wealthy, selfish socialite who's dragged to a cholera-stricken village in 1920s China by her husband, a cold and distant doctor played by Edward Norton. But the real twist? Their loveless marriage starts to shift as they face disease, death, and isolation together. The tension between them is palpable, and every scene is charged with emotion. Andrea Arnold's Wuthering Heights isn't your typical adaptation. It's raw, dark, and drenched in gothic intensity. While it split audiences down the middle, fans of Emily Bronte's novel found the brooding atmosphere to be a bold, if unconventional, reimagining. The production was chaotic, with multiple directors and leads attached before Kaya Scodelario stepped in as Kathy. Believe it or not, names like Henry Cavill and even Lindsay Lohan were once in the mix. Arnold herself later admitted, "I don't like that movie. It was a difficult experience making it." Few romantic period pieces carry the sweeping grandeur of Dr. Zhivago. Starring Omar Sharif and Julie Christie, the film is packed with passion and emotional depth, earning its place as a timeless classic. It was the second highest-grossing movie of 1965, trailing only The Sound of Music, and snagged 10 Academy Award nominations, winning 5. Jane Fonda originally turned down the role of Lara, unwilling to spend 9 months filming in Spain. By the time she changed her mind, Julie Christie had already stepped in. Years later, Fonda called it her biggest regret. The film also carried a bit of controversy. It wasn't shown in Russia until 1994, nearly 3 decades after its release.